G'day. Last year I slept in 37 different beds as I made my way around the world photographing Formula One. Most of those beds were in hotels, and most of them were in hotels in F1 cities. So I've gone back and looked at all of the hotels, and in this video I'm going to highlight my 8 favourites from 2022. At number 8, I've got Radisson Blu in Barcelona. I've stayed at this hotel, I'm guessing, for maybe 4 or 5 years now. It was previously called the Hotel 1882 Barcelona, changed names last year. What I love about it is the foyer, the lobby is like a country club. It's beautiful and plush, lovely lighting, got a great little bar in one corner. And for me, it's a little bit like going home. It's got a real lovely, homely feel. The rooms are good. They're not sensational, but they're very comfortable. The location is good for me. It's about a 25-minute drive to the track. Plenty of options around the area for eating and wandering around. And a real plus, just around the corner there's a laundry, and that's a real big thing if you're doing as much travel as I do. There's also a pool up on the roof level, and rate-wise it's one of the best value hotels I stay in all year. Remember too that with Formula One, everywhere is peak period. So anyone travelling with the F1 circus is paying peak rates every single place we go to. It's a little unfair, but it's just part of the deal. At number 7, a rather unusual pick. This is the WB Hotel in Abu Dhabi. This was the first time I stayed here, well, 2022 was. Rather unusual because it's a theme hotel, so you get all the Warner Brothers characters wandering around in the foyer. The foyer itself is amazing. It's completely unlike anything I stay at anywhere. And when you book a stay, you also get entry into the Warner Brothers theme park, which is 50 metres from the front door. I used my free entry when I was there last year, although I'm probably not the park's target audience. But the real plus for this particular property, there's 2 actually, valet parking is free. What a bonus. Gosh, you could be paying up to $60 a night for valet parking in some other places that we go to, and have to tip the valet attendant. Here, absolutely free. And the other plus is the rooftop pool. Have a look at this. I didn't discover this until my 3rd day there, but thereafter every night I spent up there editing pictures, eating from their bar menu with a beautiful view over the whole Yas Island. Oh, and the other thing, because it's on Yas Island, you're a 5-minute drive from the track. Is it cheap? No, it is certainly not cheap. I think I paid, and I'll stand corrected, but maybe $650 US a night. But proximity is the key here. A 5-minute drive to the track and back, that's worth paying a premium for. From the Middle East, we're going to nip over to Latin America with Mexico City and the Hyatt Regency in Polanco. Polanco is a beautiful area. It's very much upmarket, quite safe. A short walk from this hotel, you'll find a plethora of restaurants, nightclubs, bars, a real social buzz at night. This hotel was around $450 a night. And on the Thursday, Friday and Saturday night, you'd have 100-odd people down here in the foyer waiting for the drivers to return. The Ferrari drivers stayed there last year and a few years prior. And for me, sitting in the downstairs lobby bar, it was a source of entertainment. I didn't think I needed to go out at any stage because the entertainment was pretty much coming to me. Hyatt Regency, Mexico City. I love the joint. And at this point I should say thank you to Canity.com. They've sponsored this video and they provide the world's best online staff training. Hundreds of short, sharp, animated videos designed to get you and your team at a peak when it comes to serving customers. After you've watched this video, go down to the description below and click the link to Canity.com for the world's best online staff training. Hotel de la Source in Spa-Francorchamps. The rooms in this hotel are nothing special. What you are paying for, and I tell you, you are paying handsomely for this, is proximity to the track. It would be 400 metres from turn 1. In fact, it was quicker for me to walk back from turn 1 to the hotel room and edit my photos than it was to go back to the media centre. And what are they charging for a hotel like this? Well, if you can get a room, it's probably going to be a little over $1,000 US a night. Yep. It's fairly expensive, but when I am 10 minutes walk from the media centre, and I can tell you that Nicholas Latifi's girlfriend Sandra Jivashek and I were having a drink last year, and she said, oh, it took us an hour to get back. And I said, how did you go? She said, oh, we took the car. I said, it's a kilometre. Yeah, an hour after Friday's track events. And that's the thing, traffic can be horrendous. So if you value your time like I do, that extra money means that I can do maybe another hour's work every night instead of sitting in traffic. The restaurant downstairs is interesting because general public can't come in. It's only open for hotel guests. So when I went down to dinner, you'd have drivers, you'd have team principals, you'd have TV commentators. And in terms of a networking opportunity, it was 5-star and priced accordingly. That's Hotel de la Source in Belgium, Spa-Francorchamps. And number 4, I've picked the Nobu Hotel in Caesars Palace, Las Vegas. Now, I stayed there last year because I went and covered the launch of the Las Vegas race. And for 6 nights, I thought it was fantastic. The rooms are gorgeous, decorated in a Japanese style. You get your own separate entrance to this hotel, which is inside Caesars Palace. And if you like the Nobu restaurant, which the hotel's named after, I think it took me 2 minutes to get from the room to the restaurant, and I love their food there. And the other thing about this hotel, being on the strip, come race time, if you can get a room, and that's not going to be easy, you will have access to the track. It's right out the front of the hotel, so you won't be needing a rental car. And will it be possible to get a room at Nobu come race weekend? I'm not 100% sure. It'll be heavily sought after, and it may well be that, like many of the hotels, you have to either buy a ticket to the race through Caesars Palace to get that room, or you have to be known to someone and perhaps even cajole your way into buying a room, which will be expensive. Next up is a hotel in a non-F1 destination. This is the Canopy by Hilton Trocadero in the centre of Paris. I had a few days off and I thought I'd go and have a look at Paris, and I stumbled across this hotel. I loved it. What did I love about it? Well, the rooms are gorgeous. In fact, all of the rooms that I'm talking about in these hotels, you wouldn't be disappointed with. This one had a fair bit of style, I thought. A little glimpse of the Eiffel Tower from my room, certainly the top section. But more so, it was the downstairs lobby and the buzz. This had shades of Radisson Blu Barcelona's downstairs lobby, where it's warm and friendly. Lots of wood, a library, bikes that you could borrow. Staff were brilliant, and I know a lot of you say that the French are rude in terms of staff, but these people were standouts. And in terms of location, it was a short walk to the Trocadero, which is once again a short walk to the Eiffel Tower. I've stayed in a lot of hotels in Paris, but this was unlike anything that I'd experienced before. It was modern, friendly, classy, colourful, and welcoming. I'd stay there again any day. 2 left to go, and I'm going to go to Budapest to tell you about the Kempinski Hotel. This is situated in the heart of the city. The drive to the track's probably 25 minutes with a reasonable run. Yes, the rooms are beautiful, spacious, and I had a view overlooking the centre of the square there with the big Ferris wheel, but it was the evenings that I thought really stood this hotel apart. I would sit in this bar with some friends and we'd sit and watch the goings-on with the fans out the front of the hotel. You didn't need any entertainment. They were the entertainment. There'd be a couple of hundred in front of our hotel and maybe 200 or 400 in front of the Ritz-Carlton, and when a driver rolled up at one hotel, all the fans from the other one came over, and vice versa. And I should say that Budapest is one of the best value locations that F1 races in. There was a beautiful shopping just a short walk away, and a slightly longer walk away was the Danube. I'll be back at the Kempinski again in 2023, and I'll be sitting out the front of the hotel at that bar watching the shenanigans going on every night. 7 down, 1 to go, and my favourite for last year was the JW Marriott in Baku. What a beautiful property this is, and the rooms were huge. The most luxurious, I think, that I stayed at all year. And if you pay a bit more than I did, you'll get a view overlooking the track. In fact, I shot the start of the race last year from the balcony up the very top. This hotel is not cheap though. I think it's normally around about $1,000 US. But why would you pay that much? Yes, you get great rooms, but more so the proximity. All you have to do is walk down to the foyer, out the back of the hotel, down the stairs, across the bridge, and you are in the paddock. And can you book a room at this hotel? I think you'd be very lucky to go onto hotels.com and find rooms available for that particular period. Almost certainly they'll be sold out well in advance. They've got a number of restaurants, but I tended to eat outside at this one particular restaurant because the weather is beautiful each night and there's a great buzz out there. Lots of F1 people, once again great networking. One funny story here, I was there one night last year and George Russell was evicted from the restaurant. Why? Well, he sat down, his trainer Aleix came in a few minutes later with his food in a brown bag, and I'm thinking a few minutes after that, George gets up and he walks past me and says, "They're kicking me out, Kim." Why? Well, we brought our own food and they wouldn't allow it. thought, that's a little bit odd, and he was marched out along with Alaish. But about 10 minutes later, they walked back in and he's given me the thumbs up. We got a reprieve, he said, and they were allowed to dine. Obviously with the meals on a plate, not out of a brown paper bag and off plastic plates. The JW Marriott, my favourite hotel of 2022. In fact, here are my top 8 in order for last year. I'd recommend every single one of them. If you're lucky enough to get a room, you will enjoy them all. A number of you have asked, do I go through a travel agent? No, I don't. I book everything myself, and most of it I book through hotels.com, and they don't sponsor me by any means. What I do like about them is that they give you a list of all your accommodation, and for organisation, it's first class. And every now and then you get a free room night, which is always handy. Oh, one favour before you go. Could you please subscribe? Hit the subscribe button. I notice about 58% of you aren't subscribed. And while you're there, hit the like button for me too, please. And remember, if you're a member of the channel, you get a whole host of extras. And again this year, I'm giving away a couple of signed prints, and it's only open to members of the channel. You'll find all of my digital images at prostarpics.com for my merchandise, F1 photo books, wall art, and prints signed by F1 drivers and team principals. Head to kimillman.com, and for my best images live from the track and all during the week, head to Instagram and search my name. Thanks for watching.
And stay passionate.
On social media, brand manager. And I even saw